Every year, millions celebrate love with chocolates, roses, and whispered promises. But what if I told you this day of romance began not with whispers, but with screams, blood, rebellion, and a pagan ritual so brutal it would make your skin crawl? This is the true story of Valentine's Day, and it's darker than you ever imagined. To understand its origin, we must travel back to ancient Rome. Before roses, there were rituals. Before love letters, there was blood. Long before Valentine's Day, from February 13th to 15th, Rome celebrated Lupercalia, a festival of fertility and fear, dedicated to the Roman god Faunus. Priests called Luperci performed chilling rites. They sacrificed a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. Then they skinned the goats, dipped the hides in sacrificial blood, and sprinted through the streets, lashing women who lined up to be struck, believing it would purify them and ensure fertility. But the festival's cruelty didn't end there. Young women placed their names in a large urn, and men drew them at random in a twisted lottery. These forced marriages often ended in abuse or abandonment. This was not love. This was chaos, a ritual Rome couldn't quit. In the 3rd century, Emperor Claudius II banned marriage, fearing soldiers would abandon war for love. Enter Valentine, or rather, several Valentines. The Catholic Church's records are murky, but the most famous tale speaks of a rebellious priest who defied the emperor, secretly marrying couples. For this crime, he was thrown into a dungeon and sentenced to die. Legend claims he fell in love with his jailer's daughter. On the eve of his execution, February 14th, he wrote her a letter signed "From your Valentine," a phrase still used today. The next morning, he was beaten with clubs and beheaded. His skull remains displayed in a Roman church, a grim relic of romance. By the 5th century, Rome was Christian, but Lupercalia refused to die. Pope Gelasius I sought to erase the pagan festival, rebranding it Valentine's Day and draping its brutality in saintly reverence. Yet people clung to the old ways, the lottery, the lust, the danger. Love was still a game, now with a holier name. Centuries later, poets like Chaucer and Shakespeare romanticized the day, tying Valentine's name to courtly love. By the 19th century, Valentine's Day exploded into a booming industry, but not out of tenderness. The Victorian era's obsession with etiquette and romance collided with the Industrial Revolution's innovations. Enter Esther Howland, a shrewd entrepreneur who mass-produced the first American Valentines in the 1840s, capitalizing on the era's sentimental culture. Meanwhile, Britain's penny post made mailing Valentines affordable, flooding households with ornate lace-trimmed cards. By 1868, Cadbury perfected heart-shaped boxes of chocolates, wrapping indulgence in romantic allure. By 1913, Hallmark seized the opportunity, commercializing romance with pre-printed cards. Love became a transaction, a far cry from blood-soaked hides and martyred priests. So is Valentine's Day a tribute to love's triumph, or a ghost of ancient violence, dressed in red and gold? The next time you hand someone a heart, ask yourself, what's truly being celebrated and whose blood stained this day?